Returning now to our top story this morning, a historic ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court. Justices granting former President Donald Trump some immunity from prosecution.
Now that means the multiple criminal cases he faces right now are essentially up in the air. Chris Sadeghi joining us here in studio with more. Okay, Chris, Trump is taking action after this decision.
Yeah, Kara, this Supreme Court ruling really does throw a big wrench into those election interference allegations against former President Donald Trump and leaves open for debate what is considered an official and unofficial act as president. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote in his opinion, the ruling grants broad immunity to presidents and says they cannot be prosecuted for actions taken that fall under commander-in-chief power, pardon power, and the hiring and firing of federal employees. Lower courts can render decisions on whether or not a particular presidential action falls under those purviews. So what does this all mean for the looming election interference case against Trump and his role in the January 6th Capitol riot? Well, special counsel Jack Smith built the case against Trump, and now parts of that case are suddenly in question.
In other words, it's going to be very challenging for Jack Smith to win the argument that everything alleged in the indictment is an unofficial act.
President Joe Biden and the dissenting justices on the Supreme Court criticized the ruling. Biden said the American people must decide if they want to entrust Trump with the presidency, knowing he'll be even more emboldened. And Justice Sonia Sotomayor said the decision reshapes the institution of the presidency and puts the president above the law.
Now, we know that Trump's sentence for the hush money conviction is next week. Could this ruling perhaps let him off the hook in that case?
His attorneys have already said they do plan on challenging that verdict, so it does look like at the very least that sentence will be delayed. Keep in mind the actions in that case happened before Trump became president. However, his attorneys will argue there was evidence in that case that the jurors saw that will fall under that immunity.
Okay, thanks for the insight.